What if you could win over a room before you even say a single word? Think about it. Any meeting, any presentation, people have already sized you up before you've even finished your first sentence. It's wild, right? It turns out it's not really about what you're saying, but how you're saying it. And today, we're going to get into the science of this thing called vocal authority and, more importantly, how you can make it work for you. All right, let's just jump right in. We all want to believe that people are listening to our brilliant ideas, right? That they're judging us on our merits, the words we choose so carefully. But the science tells a totally different story. That first impression, the one that kind of sets the stage for everything else, it happens literally in the blink of an eye. Yeah, 200 milliseconds. That's it. That is the insane amount of time it takes for a total stranger to decide your status, just by hearing your voice. Think about that. It's this deep, primal, automatic thing that's happening way before your brain even has a chance to catch up and figure out what words are being said. So, that really brings up a crucial question, doesn't it? What is your voice telling people? Before you've even gotten your point across, is it signaling confidence, control, authority, or is it accidentally sending a completely different message? Because whatever that first signal is, that's the filter. Everything else you say is going to pass through. So, how does this all work? Well, when you break it down, your voice is basically sending out one of two major signals. It's either screaming anxiety and I'm not sure, or it's projecting authority and I'm here. And here's the kicker. There's really not much of a gray area. And this is where most of us get tripped up. The second we feel a little bit of pressure, what happens? We tighten up. Our vocal cords get tense, our pitch goes up, and we start sending out this really clear signal of stress. We don't even mean to. The source material calls this leaking anxiety, and man, it just torpedoes your authority right from the start. Just look at this side by side, it makes it so clear. Over here, you've got the anxiety signal, that high pitch that comes from pure tension. But on the other side, you've got the authority signal, and notice what it says, lowest natural tone. This is so important. We're not talking about faking some super deep voice. No, this is about finding your relaxed, natural baseline. And this isn't just some psychological trick, There's a real, deep, biological reason we're all wired this way. It's basically a leftover program from our caveman days, when being able to instantly tell who was a threat and who was a leader, well, that was literally a matter of life and death. Get this, researchers have a name for it, the 6 millisecond signal. 6 milliseconds. That's how fast someone's brain picks up on your vocal tone and kicks off a biological reaction. It's happening so deep in the subconscious, it's a reflex. You can't just turn it off. And here's why it works. A lower, calmer, more resonant voice, it doesn't signal aggression, it signals control. It basically tells the listener's ancient lizard brain, hey, I'm not threatened by this situation. And if you're not threatened, that must mean you're in charge of it. And that triggers this automatic response of respect, attention, and a kind of submission. They're ready to listen. Okay, so we get the problem, we get the science. Now for the good part. How do we actually fix it? The best news is that this is totally a trainable skill. It's not something you're born with. It's all about unlearning some bad habits and finding the powerful voice that's already in there. So the key to this whole thing is something called vocal cord relaxation. And let me say it again. The goal is not to force your voice down. It's the opposite. You're trying to release all that tension in your throat and chest that makes your voice go high when you're nervous. When you actually relax, your voice will naturally find its authentic, authoritative tone. Here's a quick trick. Just hum gently for a second. Feel that vibration in your chest? That's the spot. That's the zone you're aiming for. So what does this authoritative tone actually feel like? Well, first off, it's relaxed. It's never, ever forced. You'll feel it resonating, like grounded deep in your chest, not just up in your throat. It just sounds calm. It sounds resonant. And the most important part, it's your natural baseline. It's the voice you already have when you're feeling totally chill and at ease. And when you start to get the hang of this, everything changes. Seriously, every conversation, every meeting, you're not just throwing words out there anymore. You are actively shaping the vibe of the entire room just with the sound of your voice. So when you boil it all down, it comes to this. Your presence comes before your content. By learning to control your vocal tone, by speaking from that relaxed, grounded place, you set your authority from the very first sound you make. You literally own the atmosphere, and that is what lets your ideas finally hit with the impact they deserve. Look, getting your vocal tone right is a huge, huge first step. But it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? If our voice is sending out these powerful signals,
What other invisible messages are we broadcasting all the time? With our body language, our posture, our whole presence? Definitely something to think about.